This is like bigger than my face. Look at that. Okay. Oh, yeah. Well, hey everyone, my name is Gigi and today I am hijacking the JTV YouTube channel. I am really excited to be here today. I'm a graduate gemologist from GIA and I'm working on my FGA degree and I'm one of the hosts here at JTV and I love gemstones. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I'm really excited. Are you guys excited? I am the birthplace of the internet. Boom! Ding, 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 I know what it is. Well, I mean, I know where we're going because this must be part of our new Gemstones Across America. The birthplace of the internet also happens to be my birthplace. I'm from San Diego, California. Oh, yep, and the avocado capital of the world. But that's not all I'm known for. In fact, if you look really close at my hills, there's millions in it, or at least there used to be. Who am I? I mean, obviously, I'm coming at this from a gemology perspective. When I think about the hills of California, well, it's really, really, really rich in minerals. Why? Well, it's the unique geology, geochemistry, if you will, of this area. California is located on a subduction zone. If you look at the theory of plate tectonics, basically, right, you know those plates that are always shifting and moving, well, two of them meet right where California is. And the fact that one gets kind of shoved under the other, number one, makes a lot of mountains, and number two, those pockets that form that are rich with minerals, salt water, and basically all the ingredients that you need for mineral crystallization. Can I open it? Yeah. Yeah? Oh, good, okay. Oh, no way. This is something pretty cool and pretty rare and very uniquely Californian. This is actually a mineral specimen of crystallized gold. So a lot of people don't realize that just because it's a metal, that doesn't preclude gold from forming in a crystalline structure. It's kind of rare, but when you get something like this, it is extraordinary. And I'm not surprised that the first thing I'm opening today is gold, because quite frankly, gold is what started everything when it comes to mining in California. Gold was actually discovered in the hills east of Los Angeles in like 1842-ish, but the yield wasn't very high. So just saying, SoCal found it first, but it became a worldwide phenomenon up in NorCal, okay, once the gold was discovered at Sutter's Mill. Now, that quest for gold all across the state is what led to other minerals, right, being discovered, other gemstones being discovered. San Diego, remember, it's very mountainous, is famous for having what's called a pegmatite. And a pegmatite is sort of a crystal saturated granitic type of intrusive igneous rock. Basically, that's a lot of sciencey stuff that basically means that we get a lot of pockets of really gemmy, beautiful minerals growing in this area, okay? And this will probably come up, I think, during the course of this unboxing, is that we have a lot of manganese present in our Earth's geochemistry. And so we get a lot of pink gems. So let's cross our fingers and think pink, because it's my favorite color and I love it. Ooh, some pink tourmaline. And let's see, what's this guy? Ooh, some blue tourmaline. Okay, these are seriously super, 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 super exciting. The blue, very rare to find in California, like never ever. This bluish, grayish, sort of steely, inky color is known as indicolite. And it's probably the third most valuable variety of tourmaline. So it's so surprising. Remember, I said it's mainly manganese in this area that colors our gems. So when you get one, that color, that has really nice translucency. And I like when you can see those striations along the length of the crystal. That is absolutely gorgeous. They're not gonna mind if, do you think they'll notice if I put it in my purse and take it home with me? No? Okay. The pink tourmaline is to me the special thing about California. Pink tourmaline really came to fame sort of around the turn of the 20th century. They discovered it in like the late 1800s in this area, but why it was so important, actually became a huge part of San Diego's economy. It was one of our biggest exports because the Empress Cixi from 1902 to around 1910 actually exported more than 120 tons of pink tourmaline. That's because she was obsessed with pink tourmaline, not just for beautiful jewelry, but she would take pieces like this that tend to be a little bit more translucent and actually have them carved into beautiful big statues and decorative objects. The pink color comes from, again, that manganese that I was talking about earlier that creates that gorgeous hue. And I love that these specimens are immediately identifiable as tourmaline because of their shape. Kind of looks like a wonky triangle, right, with rounded corners. That's because this is part of the trigonal crystal system. Bring it, what's next? Okay. Ooh, okay. This is a bicolor, it could be a party color, which means more than two colors, of tourmaline on a feldspar. This is that idea of the pegmatite, that it's really rich in usually feldspar, quartz, and mica. And in this pegmatite pocket, if you will, is where we find a lot of our tourmaline, topaz, beryl, so like your morganite and your aquamarine. I love that you could see both colors of the crystal, and I think it's really neat that the specimen still has that crystal embedded within that feldspar sort of host rock. Very cool. Okay, I like that these boxes keep getting bigger and bigger because I'm assuming that that means that the specimens get more and more amazing. This is like bigger than my face, look at that. Okay, oh yeah. How about some morganite? And I love that we've got both a rough crystal and a faceted gem, which is quite frankly, that's like a see it from space gemstone, right? That's like a big mama. You can see that from across it. That's like a paperweight. You're really not gonna scratch it. It's an 8 on the Mohs scale of hardness, which means that it has pretty good resistance to scratching and abrasion. Morganite was first discovered in 1910 in Madagascar, actually. At that point, it was called pink beryl. And it got its name Morganite after George Coons suggested that it be named after J.P. Morgan because he had contributed so much to American gemstone collections. So J.P. Morgan was an avid gemstone collector, and with George Coons's help and the help of Tiffany's, he actually contributed several collections to the American Museum of Natural History, where it still resides today. Always gonna be like a pastel color. You're never gonna get like a ruby color out of this. It's always gonna be a lighter pink, and then of course, I mean, look at where it forms. Look at the clarity of this crystal. Now notice that's not a perfectly hexagonally shaped crystal. That's okay. Not every crystal forms into that perfect shape because Mother Nature isn't perfect, right? People aren't perfect either. You still get incredible clarity like that though, and beautiful color. Oh my gosh, the color. So, smaller box, but that's okay because I'm 4'10". Good things come in small packages, right? That's what my husband says. Oh, this is so exciting that you tricked me because these are actually pieces that I actually mined in California. So, notice they're both a lighter pink color. What are they? Are they the same thing? Are they different? This guy, I love this piece because look, it actually has a little bit of the hexagonal crystal system that makes you know that this one is beryl, okay? So we know that this is a piece of morganite. Now it looks really similar to this gemstone, but you can see that it looks completely different in terms of its shape, its texture, and this is actually more of a flattened prismatic crystal with these striations going up and down. This is a piece of kunzite, and kunzite was discovered around the same time. They're both a really nice light pink color, and so people often get them confused. Both colored by manganese. This material though is so special to California because it was first discovered there in 1903. This is actually a type of spodumene. Now they couldn't figure it out. They were like, well, the crystal shape, those striations, they look like spodumene, but the word spodumene comes from a Greek word that means basically burnt to ashes. And it was in reference to that whitish, grayish, ugly color that most lithium-rich spodumene happens to exhibit. So when they found this purple color, no one kind of knew what it was. So it was George Coons who actually tested it. He realized that it was a new, never before seen variety of spodumene that was pink. They named it after the guy who happened to figure out exactly what it was. And so it's called Coonsite. There's one gem that, at least in gem quality, we don't find anywhere else. It's a gem that was discovered in California around 1907 to 1909, depending on which source you're gonna believe. And at first they thought that this stuff was sapphire. Then they started testing it and they got all kinds of wacky stuff, from spinel to volcanic glass. No one had ever seen anything just like it. The color is right for sapphire, but you'll notice that the crystal shape is like completely different. This is a gem called bonitowite, and it was named California's state gemstone in 1985. And it has higher refractivity than a diamond, okay? And so you get this incredible dispersion, this rainbow burst of spectral colors dazzling you from the cut gem. Most crystals are only gonna be about 2 inches across, and because they're usually very included, you tend to really not find very large stones. So like, talk about rarity, right? Tends to form with this guy, tends to form with neptunite. And they tend to form together all the time. So if you see little black crystals with it, that's your neptunite. So now I know that Natalie usually gives you a closer look at something exciting. And for my closer look, I'm gonna show you these. These are those stones that I actually had the opportunity to mine myself. And the reason that I wanted to show these to you is to show you that at first glance, when you're pulling these out of the dirt, they look similar. But in reality, if you really do look closely, they're gonna look totally different. And that's because of their crystal shape. So guys, thanks so much for joining me today. It was so much fun taking over the YouTube channel. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and ding-a-ling, ring that bell so that you never miss one of these episodes here on our JTV YouTube channel. You gotta get every state. You have to watch all 50 of them, sorry. Hey, leave us a comment. Let us know if you have questions about California gems, or let us know which one of those two you preferred, the Morganite or the Coonsite, all right? I'll be checking all the comments just to make sure you do it. Thanks for having me. See you next time.